Atmosphere, the first track on the album, came about because Bobby Eichel, who was working with Richard Thompson at the time, he recorded an introduction of mine that I'd done on a Richard Thompson concert. And he phoned me to say, is it all right if I use this introduction and then do a bit of editing on it? And he nicked my hat once from the festival hall. And I said, well, we've got to talk seriously about business. And he went all quiet. I thought, Danny's becoming a bit of a breadhead. He said, well, what do you mean? I said, well, I need an advance. And he said, well, what kind of advance do you want? And I said, I want my hat back. 2 days later, he sent me the hat, FedEx. And he assumed that because that was set down, he could put out this live recording of me doing an intro. But what I did was, I drove down to Harvey Summers Broadway where I did the samples and recorded a version of me singing and a story about hats. And then I sent that back to Bobby, along with a load of photographs with me wearing different hats, as a kind of joke, you know. Because as I said, I can't sing. So he was absolutely blown away by this and did a lot of editing. And so now we have this track called Hatmosphere.
The kids all shout, oi! Where did you get that hat?
Mayday Song Tour with Richard Thompson came about when we were asked to put a track on a charity album. David Suff phoned, and so the album was Circle Dance, and it was a charity album. And we went down to Topic Studios, and Richard had written this piece, and we just played it, probably did 2 takes max. And the fact that it hasn't been out in the wide world, it was only sold to a limited 2000 edition, I think. I thought it would be good, and a lot of Richard's fans who maybe hadn't heard it. And I like it.
Give me wisdom and misfortune.
1, 2, 3, go. I was in Paris where I used to do an awful lot of work, and I lived there for quite a bit. Working with a studio owner, who was a great geezer, Georges Chatelain, and he was an enormous fan of the people on the British folk scene, and one of them was Bert Judge. He said, can we get Bert to come over and basically hang, drink wine, have a good time, because we were having a good time. And Bert came over. Georges got an arrangement of a song I'd written called No Love Is Sorrow, which we did in the studio. And if you hear the album, the track on Connected, you'll hear me in my immaculate French going 1, 2, 3, 4 to a 30-piece French orchestra. The postscript to that is it's a track that I found along with a load of stuff that I've got. I just happened to grab it and took it to a studio and said, can you see what's on this tape? And that's what's on this tape. And the terrible thing is that Bert had never heard that. The track with Martin Simpson came about during the time when I was working on an album with Martin Simpson that was the album True Stories. He was asked by Martin Taylor to finish a song that he'd written, started to write about his son, who tragically killed himself. He was a great horseman, his son, and they're from a gypsy family. And so Martin Simpson said, yeah, and he researched it, and it's just an incredible song.
Like an angel, but it brought you no peace. by night or by day.